I've just finished my last book, so we're going to be starting a new book, and I'm going to do a reading vlog of it because it's Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and this book is the first one in the Lakeland Billionaire series, Lakefront Billionaire series, and we already know the second one's going to be Single Dad, so I'm already excited about that. But I wanted to read it. I was like, what do I read now? Like, I don't know. Then I saw this on my Kindle because I have my physical books that I've got on Kindle Unlimited on my Kindle so that I can flip between them because it's just easier with work. So we're gonna start Love Redesigned because I started like, oh, I want to read that. We're also gonna be annotating because we're annotating Queens now. Also, it's another purple book, so this stuff's already out ready for it, and I've got some new tabs. So let's start reading Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I'm so excited.
Till First Avenue, that's when I do. That's when I do. I guess the truth is I can't leave memories behind. When she asks about you, I hesitate every time. Every time. I don't always think about you, but sometimes I do. 'Cause sometimes I drive through all of the streets we used to on First Avenue. 'Cause sometimes I don't even know where I'm going at first. All of the turns that I had to unlearn. Back to the surface, the feeling of all that we were.
I am now at chapter 13 of this book, and oh my days. So I've been annotating it, and there is some really funny bits and there's some really sad bits. So you learn quite early on that Dahlia has fertility issues, that she's just come out of she was engaged to get married, she didn't get married, she left him. She has a lot of mental health issues due to this, depression and anxiety, which it's really nice to see that represented, and it's such a relatable way. I relate to Dahlia in so many ways somehow, and there are some really good quotes in it. And then we meet Julian, who his mother's being like, you need to find someone, and he's just like, eh. And you find out like he's been pining after Dahlia like the entire time. That's why he hasn't dated anyone, why he doesn't have a wife or anything like that, and that's because from college. We also find out very early on that Julian's dad died when they were in college, right after Dahlia and Julian tried to start something, so that hurt Julian as well as Dahlia in a sense, and they're just coming back from it. Like, they're just being forced to work together on a house because that's what Julian does. He buys houses, and Dahlia, I believe, doesn't really say what she does, but I think like she not builds them but like renovates them. I think that's what she does. I think she does that on TV. It shows like there's quite a lot of representation in this. I think they're Latinas from what I can sense, because there is a lot of words and then there is like what the word means on like a separate bit, which I really like. So I think they're Latinas who didn't grow up with a lot of money, and then Julian and his brother, who has a little kid, they are like, they became billionaires together through an app, I believe. And then there's Dahlia, who has a TV series, and they both help their families out massively from the poverty. That is what I think, but don't quote me on that because I could be very wrong, but that's what I'm sensing from 132 pages in. I am absolutely loving this book, but like there's some really funny scenes, like she goes to Julian, is like, are you on, like, what's your last time I checked both of us were single, and then she says I'm the one who dates a toxic person, and then she was like, are you unable to make a woman come? Maybe you're a 1 minute man. And like there's just this banter between them which is absolutely hilarious. You know, like flirty banter, it's that, and it's so funny. There's so many funny scenes in this. But yeah, I'm tabbing it as I go, so obviously I will show you the tabs as I go. This is currently all I've got, but I think with romance books you don't tab as much as you do with fantasy books. I don't know, this is my second romance book I'm tabbing properly since I've learned how to tab properly. Anyway, I don't know. If you want me to show you how I tab, I could do a whole video on it for you guys, but yeah, this is just a little bit of fun. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far and I'm going to carry on reading it. I've got a day off today, so until tonight when I have to go to my sister's house for a birthday thing, I'm going to be reading this book and I'm very excited. So I am holding the book like this, trying to read so I don't crack the spine. Do you know how hard it is to read a book without fully being able to open it? Okay, right, I'm talking to all the book publishing companies out here. Make floppy books. Because if this book was floppy right now, I could open it and annotate it without breaking the spine. I'm sorry? This book has a one-bed trope. So their mum is like, you need to go and do this thing for me. And obviously Dayla's got to go because you need a truck. And the guy doesn't like you, so obviously she has to come with. So she goes and like Sweethearts gets a truck, they arrive. It's shut. The mother's like gone, and they have to stay a night. So they go to a hotel. And in this hotel, in the room, like, so this is their room, like the room behind with double. Some people are having some fun, and you can hear it, and they play off it. I'm sorry if you didn't understand that. That's really funny. So the room behind, they're having sexy time, and Julian and Dahlia play off it. This book is actually hilarious. It is so funny. This series so far is way better than Dreamland, like way better. I cannot wait for the next one, which by the way, I know exactly who it's going to be, and I already know because we've got some tension between the two, but I am loving this series. This series is amazing. This is way better than Dreamland Billionaire series. Oh, it is beautiful.
Thought she felt the way I did, but she don't. It's cool, I'm not mad. Flip phone back in 07. Texted, meet me after class. Stood there, waiting by my locker. Go in and out of my head. She came up to me and said it. Let's just be friends. It was just a crush. It wasn't love. I sat alone on the bus. I know what the reason was. It was over soon as I got a bad haircut. Over soon as I got a bad haircut. Over soon as I got a bad haircut. It was over soon as I got a bad haircut. Shallow, like stepping in the ocean. Who knew she would do me like that? Young heartbreak, never saw it coming. 2 weeks later she wanted me back. Sent me a semicolon in parentheses, acting like I don't have a memory. These girls bounce back, mama said to me. Mama said to me, it was just a crush. It wasn't love. I sat alone on the bus.
It is editing Tanwen, and I forgot to do a review for you for Love Redesigned. I really liked the book. It was a 3.5 stars for me. It wasn't my favourite book I ever read, but I did really enjoy it. I think I didn't feel hooked to it. I was putting it down for days of not reading it, and it just got to the point where I was like, I just need to finish this book. I want to move on to another one. So I just finished it, but if it wasn't for that, I think it would have taken me a lot longer. It took me 9 days to read this book. 9 days. That's a long time. But yeah, that's why it has such a low rating. I did really enjoy it, and I think if you like Lauren Asher books, you will really enjoy it. I just wasn't hooked on it. I think the tropes weren't for me, and the vibe, it just wasn't for me. It was very samey, to her last books that I've read by her, and it was just very, I don't know, there was nothing special going on. To say it was a 500-page book, there was nothing special going on. She could have removed like 200 pages and it still be the exact same story. Now, I really did like the tropes in it. I really did like the representation of the mental health right at the beginning. But as the book went along, that got lost and that didn't really carry on. There was no spice in it for me anyway. There was like a tiny bit, and like on the front, it made it like on the you know, when the author does like a little writing thing, it was like that kind of insinuates there was gonna be a lot more than it is. Maybe the books I'm reading are just extremely so that could just be on me, but yeah, it was okay. Would I read the next one? Yes. Did I enjoy it still? Yes. Would I still recommend it? Absolutely. But it just wasn't everything for me, which I do rate books quite highly when I'm like, oh my god, I love, but when I'm like, I kind of just rate them in the middle, like 3, maybe a 4. I was in between like a 3 and a 4, and I just thought I'll do it a 3.5 mid-ground, and yeah, it just wasn't, it didn't hit right, it didn't hit it. And I'm the type of person who would usually rate something high that everyone else has liked, which is my goal for this year, is to not do that. So that is what I'm not doing. But yeah, it just wasn't everything. There was so much more I wanted from it, and it just did not give what I wanted completely. So yeah, that's why that book is rated how it is. But let me know if you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and feelings if you have. If you haven't, let me know if you're gonna read it or not. But yeah, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. If you want any more reading vlogs, do let me know and I will do more for you. My goal for this year is to do a lot more reading vlogs and a lot more of them sort of videos for you guys. So just let me know, and I'll see you guys next time in my next video.
Taking you in this moment, come get close like you